Today, we are testing how far the new MG Cyberster can go on a full charge battery at a constant 120 kph or 75 miles an hour. The Cyberster is basically the only electric convertible on sale and by default has no competition. But we will still be testing its efficiency to see if it is any good. You may be thinking doing a range test with this car at 120 kilometers an hour or 75 miles an hour is completely pointless, and I would agree, because I don't think anybody is buying this electric car because you're going to go on a road trip. Because to be honest, going 120 kilometers an hour, it is very noisy. There's a lot of tire noise and a lot of wind noise, and just noise from cars passing or when passing cars is just really loud, and that is with the roof up. With the roof down, yeah, you can't hear anything. But you know, I do this test with all cars here on the channel, and this car is no exception. And if you want to know how this car performs at maybe a better 100 kilometers an hour or even better 80 kilometers an hour, which I think is where this car is going to be used a lot more, go check out my Norwegian channel. I have a range test uploaded there already, done at 80 and 100 kilometers an hour. And be sure to subscribe to that channel because we're really trying to get that to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So thank you very much. But okay, the MG Cyberster, I don't think this is a particularly good electric car, but I don't think that is the point either. The point is having a low slung, sexy electric convertible or roadster, and that this is maybe the best looking electric car currently on sale. There isn't a bad angle when it comes to the exterior styling of this car. It is so good looking, and this car gets a lot of attention. Been driving this in Oslo for a few days now, and people love it. People are giving me thumbs up, saying cool car. And for this price point, I don't think you can buy anything else that looks this good as this. But as an electric car, yeah, it is not great. So after about half an hour on the road, average consumption is around 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which isn't bad. But what is bad is I can't get this seat low enough. I want this seat lower. I'm 180 centimeters, 5'11", and I have to, you know, slouch down to get a decent seating position. If I sit normal and upright in the seat, yeah, not a lot of headroom. So if you're taller than me, you're gonna struggle. But the thing is, I want to sit low because this is a low slung car, and you kind of feel like you're sitting on top of the car, which isn't a good feeling. And also, I'm gonna do a full review, you know, reviewing this car in total. But what I can talk about today is that the navigation system, not very good. Not sure why it wants us to turn around. We're navigated to the Shell station in Moelv, and it wants us to do a U-turn somewhere, which is just weird. And also, there's not a proper route planner, so the car doesn't give us a predicted battery percentage at arrival to where we're navigated, and of course not where we're going back. So that is very lacking. And that probably means also the car won't choose a charger for you, because if the car doesn't know you're going to run out of electricity, how is it going to know to choose a charger for you? So yeah, as an electric car, I've tested many better cars the past few years. This may just be the worst, like as a pure electric car, but it is so good looking, and driving with the roof down in the city, yeah, I don't think you can get that experience in any electric car other than this. And for that, this is very unique, and for that, I also freaking love this thing. It's awesome to drive in the city, but not so on a trip. From what I could find out, there is no auto steering, so no lane centering in this car, only adaptive cruise control. There's no settings for auto steer, and there are none of these buttons that seem to toggle on auto steer. But what's strange about this car is that the adaptive cruise control works pretty fine. I mean, like passing trucks here, there's no like nervousness. Also, there's no phantom braking. But when the car tries to regulate the speed on adaptive cruise, it seems to be using the brakes very actively, so you can really feel it like regulating the speed, and it does not feel refined at all. Not at all. You can just feel it like tugging on the brakes,
It's just a weird sensation I have not felt in a car in a long time. Okay, so we are now right here at our turnaround point, and yeah, we're at 61% stated charge, which really doesn't tell you guys a lot. We started at 86, but there's no prediction to what we would arrive with, so no testing the route planner. But after 100 kilometers or 95 kilometers on the road, average consumption is down to 20.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So I just dropped the roof. You can do that and also put on the roof below 50 kilometers an hour, and it is super quick. You hold the button here on the center console, and we're gonna do that before going back on the motorway, and there we go. Roof on, windows up, and that is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, that's the whole point of this car. Not doing a range test, not it being quiet on the motorway, and not it having, you know, auto steer. It's being able to put that roof down. Okay, we are here at our exiting back to where we started at the Ionity in Dahl. And the navigation system, I don't know if it's just completely just frozen. It showed recently it was 21 kilometers to our destination, which is completely wrong. So not only is it useless, it doesn't even work. So yeah. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna connect to a charger and see what kind of charge speed we get after a few hours driving on the road, on the motorway. Passive heating of the battery between 22 and 24 degrees Celsius. This car does have active preconditioning, but we're not going to test that in this video. Okay, so the MG Cyberster actually has this charge port here on the driver's side, which is easy to see because it is actually on the hip of the rear wheel arch, and it's pretty, yeah, easy to see. Yeah, this charger wasn't actually working earlier, so I think we're going to go to a different one. Okay, so we're now here, 31% stated charge. I'm gonna reveal the consumption at the end of the video after we do this charging session. Normally we start on the outside in the next clip, but I just wanna show you guys this very cool Lambo style door, which looks like that. So that's very cool. So yeah, and you can close it, pushing the button here on the door. Really cool, gimmicky, but I think it is very, very cool either way. Okay, so we've now started the charger here, and we're gonna connect it right here. And this car, not the quickest at charging, peak charge speed of 144 kilowatts, 10 to 80% is something like 39 minutes. So again, not the best road trip car. And again, this is the 4th time I have failed at this charger here. So it seems to be a problem with this car because I tried like 3 different chargers, connected now, and not the best at communicating with these Trinity chargers from Ionity. So we've changed chargers now. This car just getting an error now, just doesn't want to charge. And the annoying thing about these Ionity chargers is every time it fails to charge, it reserves 500 kroners from your account, which is just super annoying. I experienced this on my way back from Copenhagen. Last week we had problems with a charger, and at one point it had reserved like so much money. So yeah, okay, 9, let's see if it's gonna approve. Okay, so let's put it, connect, and let's hold it. Do the old Phoenix contact connector dance. We haven't done that in a while. And now at least it didn't just, you know, get an immediate error. It's now connecting. Did we hear the relays click? Okay, so I think it's safe to release this, or just want to pull this down a little bit. So the app is saying that the charger lost communication with the car. So I really think this is a car issue because this happened with all the other chargers, and I charge at this charging station once a week, multiple times, and that doesn't seem to be a problem with any other car except for this car. And again, 500 kroners. Now we probably have 2,500 kroners just reserved, which is so dumb. And I could understand if you could start, you know, several chargers as you could before this app got an update. But now you can only start one charger at a time with one app at a time. So I don't understand why they have to reserve so much money. So let's try to do this again and just leave it like that. If we don't touch it now, in theory, it should start. Now I'm just getting really pissed because this should not be an issue in 2025 with an electric car. Should be just connecting. You shouldn't have to, you know, push the connector towards the car. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna try to just lock the car, let it sit for a few minutes, because maybe there is something else that's not working, that's, you know, causing this issue. But this is super frustrating. I haven't experienced this in years, a car being this hard to charge, and I've tested on this route close to 200 different electric cars in the past 4 years. And if you don't want to see what that is like, some cool data accumulated, I made a video last week, so I'm going to link that down below. So let's give this another try. Unlock the car, and let's open the charge port here and start the charging from here. This is charger number 1. I mean, it's not even moving, like it's not even moving a millimeter. It's stuck there in place, so it should. Okay, so I heard the clicking of the relays, which is a good sign. I can feel the connector and the cable starting to vibrate, and the car keeps locking. Don't make this any worse for yourself, car. And come on, are we finally charging? But I don't dare to even let go of the connector. We're actually charging now. Okay, finally, guys, after like what has to be like 10 attempts, 32% stated charge, 120 kilowatts, 124. God freaking damn, finally we're charging, getting 133 kilowatts. I really don't even care. I don't think care about it is that we're actually charging. This, I don't know if there's a fault with this specific car with the connector. I'm guessing it's the charge port here that has to be changed. But I'm gonna give them a message about this, because this is one of the worst and most terrible charging experiences I've had in several years. Was not expecting this to be this bad. Now let's take a look at the results of the range test. And in this video, we're not doing any noise test measurements. I thought it would be kind of pointless because this car is just noisy at all speeds and very noisy. And I don't think like that's something of a concern to anybody, like buying a convertible with a soft top, if how noisy it is at 120 kilometers an hour. So we're just gonna skip that. So we had an average consumption of 20.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and when we take the battery pack size of this car, which is 74.4 kilowatt hours usable, divided by the consumption and subtract 3% for heat and discharging losses, this car under today's conditions gets a theoretical range of 345 kilometers, and I don't think that is actually half bad at all. 350 kilometers real world range on the motorway, going 120 kilometers an hour. This is one of those cars where you're gonna want to stop and stretch your legs and just get a rest before 3.5 hours. I'm not gonna drive this car for 3.5 hours without stopping. I'm gonna get something to drink, get something to eat, go to the toilet, and especially stretch my legs. But I think that is actually very decent. And to see how much range this car gets at 80 and 100 kilometers an hour, I'm gonna link my Norwegian range test, so check that out, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.